This essentially is the syllabus for the MIS lab. And so, what we'll do, we'll have a small discussion about the overall syllabus, what you have to do in the MIS lab. Now, in your first semester, I think in the first semester, yeah, in the first semester, an introduction to computers was given to you, in which introduction to various aspects of computing and IT were discussed, related to basics of hardware and software, some introduction to flowchart and programming, and also you would have some introduction to networking also. So those were few of the things that were given to you as an introduction in your first semester. But as in when you move forward, and as in when you go towards your upper semester, more and more IT related subjects would be offered to you. And in your last year, which is your third year, so either you can opt for IT specialization or other specialization also. Now, in the MIS lab, we will be focusing more on something called as database. So as you can see here, it says we have to design a database and we have to create different tables. These are few examples, and not necessarily we have to create a database for a bank or a college. We can take other also. But the basic or the main point of discussion would be database, as to what is database and how we can create a database and work with the database. So that is the entire syllabus for your MIS lab. So before going into this, can anyone tell me, do you have any idea as to what database is?
So database, we can say that it is a collection of records and files of anything, or we can say creating table.
Collection of records, okay, creating tables. Not necessarily. There is only one type of database which we will be focusing on, which is relational database, in which relation or tables are required. But in other types of database, that is not necessary. But yes, okay, all right. Anyone else? So in a database, can I, for example, uh, what is a record? What do you think is a record? You talked about a collection of record. Now, what is a record?
Set of data.
Okay, set of data, but set of data related to a particular entity or different entity. Again, now there's another concept here that comes into database, is something called as an entity. All right, now what is an entity, guys? If I ask you about,
Company.
sorry, once again.
It's a company.
Entity, we can say it is a company. Okay, right? We can say it is a company. Anything else? So if you're into finance, then you would tell it is a company or an organization. But in fact, if you look up in the dictionary, entity could be any object, you can say, right, which is related to the real world. We can say that as an entity, is it not? We can say it is a real world object. So here also in database, entity plays a very, very important role. Now, let us say, for example, a student. Right. Now, can I say a student as an entity?
Sir, here individual means entity, na?
Sorry, guys. So let me rephrase my question. So why do you say an organization or a company as an entity? Why?
So because it is a group, uh, but not an individual.
No, not an. So, for example, let us say you're talking about an organization. You say it is an entity because it has certain characteristics, is it not? Certain properties, certain features. Based on that, you tell that, okay, this is an entity. So, can you tell me what are the characteristics of features of an organization or a company? Does it have a name? Does that organization have a name?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is name not a part of a characteristics or the feature of that entity? Try to understand any organization that you take. So it does have a name. Let us say it does have, let us say, an address. It does have let us say, a registration number. It does have address, registration number, the number of employees. So anything related to an organization, we can say that. Similarly, if I ask you whether student can be an entity or not,
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so in
Yes,
that
sir.
sense, the student can also be an entity. Now, if I'm talking about a student, now student have got certain characteristics, and we, based on that characteristic, we can say that, okay, these are the characteristics of a student. So can you tell me what would be the characteristics of a student entity?
Sir, Aadhaar
Name.
number.
Definitely the name of the student. Yes, what else?
Sir, Aadhaar number.
Okay, the Aadhaar number. Now, let us say, what should I say, Dinesh? Very good, Aadhaar number. But do all the students have Aadhaar number?
No, sir.
Because you are all adult above 18, you do have a Aadhaar. Let us consider
Birth certificate.
y- uh, okay, in the birth certificate, what kind of a number you're looking which is unique?
Date
The
of birth?
date of birth.
Date of birth is unique. So on the
Yes,
same date, only one student is born.
no, sir.
No,
No.
sir.
All right. Now you're getting my point. What I'm trying to come to. For example, let us say an organization. How can you uniquely identify that organization or a company based on what?
Sir, it's the logo.
So so the number.
The registration. So there's
Yes,
in a
sir.
company act, there is a registration number that is unique to that organization. For example, now come to student. So how I can identify a student? Let us say all the student in BBA second year. So what is that characteristics on which I can uniquely identify one student?
Registration number.
The
The roll number or registration number.
roll number or the registration number. All right. So that is where you need to add. So you can say any entity which has got certain characteristics, certain features which describes that entity, that can be termed as an entity. And for an entity, we can put the record. So in a record, we can have the what should I say, the features or the characteristics of that entity. So for example, let us say student. So in for student entity, the most important attribute. So here in database, we term them as attribute. So the most important attribute is the registration number. So apart from the registration number, what are the other attributes of a student entity?
ID card.
No, Shailaja, you have to understand. ID card means, I mean, how would you represent that? Now, in that ID card, what are the different fields?
The course name, the name of the
Exactly.
student.
The registration number, the name of the student, the course to which he belongs to, the date of birth, the gender. Is it not, guys?
Address.
Address,
Section.
section, telephone number, email ID. These are all the attributes of a student entity. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Out of these attributes, obviously the most important attribute is your registration number. Why?
Because it is unique and needed.
It is
Sir,
required,
every
yes.
individual has a different registration number.
Every individual have a different registration number. So no two student can have the same registration number. And that is why registration number is very, very important, because it will uniquely identify one student. Let us say if I take the name. All right, and here do we have multiple names? Let me find out. I'm not looking at. So maybe let us say Debashish. Debashish is a very common name. So if I ask Debashish, please stand up, what will happen in your class if there are 4 or 5 Debashish? All of them will stand up. So name will not be able to uniquely identify one student, but registration number will. All right, now here, whenever we are talking about database, in the database, what Ojasvi told previously is a collection of record. So collection of record of similar type. So in a database, if I'm talking about student, I can have the information only about the student. I cannot put any information about a faculty or any other staff. Is it clear, guys? So if I'm creating a table for student, so I should put all the details about the students only. I cannot have the detail about a faculty. That will not solve my purpose. All right. Now, what is the requirement of a database? Is there a requirement? And if it is there, why it is required for an organization or for anyone? Let's say college or a bank. If you have a database, what is the necessity?
Should to keep the information about every individual.
To keep the information about all the individuals. And let us consider a bank. All right, so in a bank, we tell them as customers, all the customers who have all their accounts, different types of accounts. So definitely to have the information about all the customers. So what will happen if you have all the information about the customer?
It acts as a proof.
it will act as a proof. How it is beneficial to the organization? Whoever keeps the database of these customers, what is the benefit? Why do they spend, like, I mean, maybe billions of dollars in creating these database and maintaining them? What do you think? I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, I'm just asking, guys. It is not necessary that you would know.
If in the future any problems happen, uh, that time we have a proof for that.
Okay, again, you're talking about the proof part. All right. Shruti has written something here about easier analysis of data. Database makes it easier to analyze the data. Okay, once you analyze the data,
Sir,
then what
it
will happen?
gives transparency to a company.
Gives transparency to a company. Okay, it can give transparency to a company. Yes. But at the end of the day, try to understand. Let us consider a bank. Let us say SBI. How many customers are there in India?
So some billions.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, definitely millions. Billion, I'm not sure, because India's population is only 1.4 billion or something. Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, definitely into millions. All right. Any one of you have a bank account in any of the banks?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let us say a customer. So customer can definitely be an entity, right? So
Yes, sir.
for a
Yes,
customer,
sir.
which is the most important attribute, or how the bank can uniquely identify that customer?
The
Account
account number.
An
number.
account number.
Account number, definitely. But do you have a customer ID somehow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please try to understand this. I mean, I know I'm going a little deep into the subject, but try to understand. Let us say you have a bank account with SBI. All right. Now, the same customer can have a savings bank account, a loan account, and a fixed deposit account. Possible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So for three different account, he or she will have three different account numbers, but the person is same, the same person. Are you getting my point? The account number would be definitely different, but the person is same. So there is a customer ID that the bank will give you. And using that customer ID, it can track your savings account, your loan account, as well as your fixed deposit account, apart from other accounts also. There could be a current account, there could be other things also. Are you getting my point, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, so that is how the database works. Now, my question was, why do these company maintain and spend so much of money in creating these database? What is the benefit to these company? Let us say a bank or any organization or airlines or railway, right? What is the benefit? The benefit is to get the required information whenever the manager wants. Let us say in a bank, the manager wants to know the list of all the customers who have a bank account balance of more than 1 crore. Right? So with the help of database, he can easily know this. And with the help of obviously some questions, it will put to the database with the help of something called as SQL, which is structured query language, which we will see. Using this SQL statement, he can get any answer to the question that you put to the database. Because the database is huge, you cannot sit manually and get your answers. So you need to have a tool or a software that will help you to get those answers. And those answers will act as a benefit to the organization. Maybe what will happen once he gets the list of all the customers whose account balance is more than 1 crore, there is some kind of offer is there for those customers, maybe some kind of decision making is there. So database also helps you to take decisions, wise decision, which will help your organization. All right. Student database, for example, now the college will have the student database. They would like to know who are list of all the students who have scored more than 9 as CGPA, so that they can be selected and sent to some competition or something. So database will be there to help them out. So there are a lot of benefits, applications of database which is there. So that is what we'll do in the MIS lab. So what we'll do is we'll create these database, and in the database we will be creating tables, and we will be inputting data, we will be deleting data, we will be modifying the data. So all those things will be done in the MIS lab. So that is the and obviously these are few of the functions which are there. So as and when we go along, we will be looking into that. Let me just stop this and show you how a database looks like. Guys, can you see this one, what I'm showing you, or is it not visible to you?
Sir, it is visible.
It is visible. All right. So now here, can anyone tell me what is this? So here I have got number of records. It says 9. All right. And here, this is a table. Let us say this is a table for a department. Now and each of these are called as an attribute. Department ID is an attribute, department name is an attribute, and location is an attribute. All right. Now, can you tell me out of these 3 attributes, which is the most important attribute? The department ID is the most important attribute, because department ID we can uniquely identify. If you see here, there are no duplicate the numbers. Okay, so if it is 1 definitely means the marketing department. Location is West Building. Similarly, department number 2 is finance, and the location is North Building, and so on and so forth. So this you can see is an example of a table within a database. This is what you will be creating. You will be creating this table, you will be inputting the data, you would be deleting the data. That can be done. So for example, if you see here, the number of records, how many number of records are there? There are 9 records. Now let us say, for example, for some reason, one of the departments gets shut down. Let us say the English department gets shut down, and we don't need this department as such. So the presence of this record, so record, do you understand, guys? Each of these line is a record, right? So this first record has department ID as 1, the name is marketing department, and location is West Building. So this is 1 record. So that is why there are 9 records here. All right. Now let us say I want to modify this one, and I don't want the English department because it is shut down. But obviously in the table we have this, so this is not correct. So I will be making a change with a small command that is there. All right. So what I'll do is, guys, you don't have to worry about what I'm writing. I'm just trying to tell you that what is the use of a database and why it is required. So what my point is, here we have got 9 records, but at this point of time, I want to get rid of this particular record, which is the English department. All right, so I write a small query. We don't have to worry about these query. I will be discussing about that. So let me just run this one. All right. Now, if you see here it says in the result, you have made changes to the database. The number of rows affected is 1. All right. So if you remember, in the previous case, the number of records were 9. But now if I run a different query, and if I run this query, don't worry about the query. All right. Now, do you see how many records are there? Guys, how many number of records are there?
8.
8.
It is 8. And do we have an English department now in this table?
No.
No, sir.
So we have made a modification to the table or the database. All right. Now you will say, sir, what is the use of this table? Why it is required? Now let us say, for example, as a management or the person who is owning this college, he wants to know that which are the department which are there in the north building. All right, let us say because there is only a very small number of department, we can just see here and we can find out. But there is a way to know that. So he wants to know which are the department which are there in the north building. Maybe he wants to make some changes to the north building, or he wants to demolish. So he wants to transfer those department from the north building to others. All right. So what I'll do, I will run a very small query which will help to get this answer. So my question is, I want to know which are the departments which are there in the north building. All right, so what I'll do is, and I'll run this query. Again, don't worry about the query as such, just focus on the result that we get. Do you see the result that you get? So
Yes, sir.
So does this answer the question that I had? That I want to know which are the departments which are there in the north building. So running this query, I know that, okay, the finance department and the HR department are there in the north building. And maybe the management will take some decision. Maybe they want to demolish this one and they want to shift these two. All right, guys. So these are the few things that you have to do. So let me just stop this one and go back. Yeah. All right, so that was only a small overview of what we will be doing in the MIS lab. So essentially, we will be dealing with the database and we will be creating tables. We will be inputting data. We will be deleting data. We will be changing them, modifying them. Along with that, there are other concepts which are there that we will be discussing. Is it kind of clear that what is the agenda in the MIS lab, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. As of now, don't worry about the query. We will
Yes,
do
sir.
it step by step. All right, and assignments will be given to you. And what I did, that was on the web. You don't have to install a specific software for that, so you don't have to worry about that. I will give you the link where you yourself can go and work on that. Not a problem, but not at this point of time. As in when we go ahead, we will do that. All right, I think I have made myself clear as to what we'll be doing. So I think we will meet up tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a theory class, so we will be theory is a bit different for management information system. We will look into that. Any questions?
No, sir.
Guys, are you able to follow me, or should I slow down? Or I mean, because this is the first time that I am interacting with you guys. I did not get a chance to interact with you guys in your first year. So I just want to know whether you're comfortable with the speed. I mean, the way I am delivering.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. That is good. At any point of time, if you feel that I'm fast or you're not able to understand, then you just, raise your hand. I'll be happy to answer.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I
Okay, sir.
think we are done for the day. So have a good day, and we'll meet up tomorrow. I'll put the link in the group.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye, guys.